Here we have it, the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra, finally at a little Techview in the studio. Yes, this is the HarmonyOS powered one, so it's a Chinese model here, and I have the black version, as you can see here. I bought this one from Average Dad Tech channel, so thanks for that. He has all of those here, and if you're interested in this one, I will put down a link below where you get a little bit of a discount code. So it comes also with a black case that looks very nice. It's a solid case here. We have the SIM eject tool. We have, of course, some paper materials in here. But what we also have is a super small 100-watt charger that is finally only USB Type-C. Just like the Pura X, we have a USB Type-C gun charger, super small. I think even smaller than the one that we have on the Pura X. And of course a USB Type-C to C cable as well inside of the box. And that's it basically. So let's get this boy unwrapped here, and there we can see the beautiful, gorgeous black version of the Huawei Pura X, the Chinese model, as you see here, with the large 1-inch type sensor, the very large also periscope zoom with 2 switchable lenses, and the ultra wide angle there. XMAGE, and very nice. It's glossy and fingerprint magnet probably, but yeah, this is the black version with golden accent, and it's like fitting to the black version that I have of the FreeBuds Pro 4 here, also with the golden accent. So this is why I bought it, because it's a good combination. This quad curved design, you can see everything is rounded. Instead of like flat, they make it round still. They go to old school because it feels nicer in the hand than the flat ones. We have the power button here, still sadly no accent red color there, but we have a fingerprint reader inside of here. That might be the reason. Then we have the volume rocker. It's quite high. You can see I would like have the power button here, but I have to like touch here to open it up. And here we have the volume rocker. This is a bit high in my opinion. Taking a look around the device, we have some speaker microphone holes there, probably infrared port somewhere as well. And then we have another speaker, dual nano SIMs card slot. This is the Chinese version, so it doesn't have any eSIM support. How it's looking like with the case on. It's a massive camera bump, but it doesn't get in the way, because like if you hold it with your right hand, you can like hold it like this. If you hold it with the left hand, then it might get in the way a little bit, blocking here. About the case is of course protecting the huge camera bump with a plastic ring here around. That's a bit hardened, and this is a hard plastic, has a nice texture to it with this Pura kind of logo. We have a large opening for USB Type-C, so yeah, even larger USB Type-C things will fit in here. So let's turn this device on and let's see how it's looking like here. Almost 7-inch kind of display here that we have. It's of course AMOLED screen, and it has of course a high resolution, high refresh rate of 120 Hertz. Yeah, we hear the Huawei sound and the HarmonyOS boot up animation here. So yes, this is HarmonyOS. First time booting up, this is how it will greet you in different languages. And let's set it up and I'll show you my first impressions. So here we have the quick start option, and if I hold it close to my Pura X, it should appear there, you can see. And now I have the ability to get the Pura 80 Ultra set up. So the only thing that I have to click on is set up. It's connecting, and then I have to show this code here. There we go. And then it starts connecting those two together, pairing them together. I have to enter the verification lock code, and after I did that, you will see that I have to agree to the terms and conditions. Agree, and then it will setting up my phone by just copying over all the data, which is a super cool feature. Yes, I know it's a direct copy of what iOS and Apple is doing, but it's nevertheless a nice feature and good that we have it here. Then the next thing that we can do, still connected to the Pura X there in the background, is install the fingerprint or the face recognition. I start off with the face recognition first. I have to enter my PIN, of course, and then slide my finger over. You can see this is the animation that's showing me how to do it, so I will do it now. Get started and slide in circles. And this will apparently recognize my fingerprint. So just have to slide in circles. So what I like to do is like this old trick. And then the fingerprint is detected. I've never seen this before. Anyway, that's this. And then now we have face recognition. This is why I'm standing like here. And 2D face recognition, raise to wake, I don't like so much because it's more often turning on in the pocket that I like to. And now I have to get a bit closer. And then it's 2D face recognition, of course, but setup is complete. And yeah, I can log in with my Huawei ID. I have to agree, continue. It's logging me in, hopefully via the other phone. So I don't have to do anything. Right now it is already connected to the correct Wi-Fi because it got it from the other phone. I can enable all the enhancement features like automatic software updates and so on. I think by default they're all enabled. Yeah, just continue here. And I can import data now from my Pura X, as you see here, or from a cloud backup. I can also skip it for now if I want to. And what I want to do is try to import the data to see if also my Google applications and Android applications, so Droid and the containerized applications, are also taken over. So let's go in here and move the data with the data clone application that we have here. Click on agree, important notice. Yeah, you can read it, like third parties probably are not all supported there. Okay. And then it will give me an estimate of the selected data. So I can also choose which data I want to get over with. So there's general data, there's apps data, there's system settings and wallets and cards and so on. So yeah, you can choose what you want. It's calculating right now how much data can be moved over and what kind of data we have here. And then you can see I have quite a lot of general data, 100 gigabytes, 11 gigabytes of apps and data, and system settings, roughly 3 gigabytes. And I can start over the transfer because I want every file over there. And now it's receiving, and I think this one is also showing transfer data, as you see here. So this will take a while, as you can see here. So yeah, roughly half an hour it took me for transferring over the data. It's now importing the data, but what I can see here already is like it is importing Mein Magenta, which is like definitely an Android application for the Deutsche Telekom. So yes, it is also importing data for the Android applications, as it looks like, which yeah, makes me a little bit optimistic that the end desktop will look like most likely like the one on the left here. And there we go, transfer report. As you see here, it has been transferring the files 112 gigabytes, and it took in general 60 minutes because half an hour for copying them over and half an hour to import them in here. I click on done, and then we see the nice HarmonyOS Next animation. Let's go. And here we go. Youth mode, yeah. I think it has the same kind of app layout that I have here. The only thing that is missing is this Google folder that I have with QQ Mail, which just has, yeah, QQ Mail there. But the rest is almost identical in terms of like how it layered and structured my files, which is quite nice. Software update is available already. I can click on details there. Didn't take over the wallpaper for some reason. And yeah, I will update to this brand new version here, which improves the camera performance and system. So yeah, in general, I'm quite happy that even the Android applications have been transferred over. And I can go, for example, to Reddit. I click agree to easy abroad, of course. Allow, and then I have to log in. So it has transferred over the applications, but I have to re-log in to the applications to be able to use them. So I will do this, and of course I will update to the latest version, and then I show you some camera samples. Before we talk about and I show you the photos and videos, let's go into the camera application, and you will see we're having XMAGE here with different adjustments, as you see here. So we have the possibility to choose various different color filters, and then it allows us to change the mood of the color filter, which is quite interesting as well. And we have AI composition, which helps to compose our image a little bit better. It will automatically zoom in to certain things and helps us with our compositioning, which is also a quite nice feature. And this is one of the features, together with some other features here, HD panorama, that is, yeah, setting it apart from the global version that doesn't have all those features here. And one of the reasons I got the Chinese version and not the global version of this device, because we have several features here that are not available on the global device, and I'm not even sure if they will be made available. So let's get started. Recording now with the 1-inch type sensor, the new self-developed Huawei 1-inch type sensor, still the same aperture, f1.6 to f4 variable aperture that we have here on this 1-inch type sensor. Very nice. Sun is really buffing and shining on my face. How good is HDR doing here on this device? I think this is even too much flaring. for me, so it must be for the camera as well. 4K 60 frames per second I'm recording here. Stabilization, colors look nice. Let's go into the shadow. How handle it? This should be the best like condition here, because if the sun is directly shining on my face, probably have some HDR artifacts and a bit of red line or overexposure. What do you think about this one? I can go and switch and show you a little bit of the trampoline that we have here behind me to the ultra wide angle with a tap of a button. It's just smoothly zooming out. You almost don't notice the difference between the main and the ultra wide angle, because it's not like jumpy as it usually is when recording video and jumping between those two. Then we can also use the 3.7x zoom lens. So let's go and directly zoom on this. Look how nice of a background blur you get directly, immediately with this one here. It's just simply mind and breathtaking. And I can even zoom in up to 10 times. It's not switching to the second periscope, it's using a digital crop on the main. But as it's so large, you can see the background blur that we get. Very, very nice. Let's go back to 1x, and yeah, I tell you, first impression here, very, very good camera. Also for video recording, you almost don't notice it switching between the cameras, which is quite nice. 4K 60 frames per second, you can switch between all lenses, which is definitely something very, very good and very nice. And you can even have like macro, I think, capabilities. 3.7x here. Can go to 10x. Yeah, this is like macro territory we are talking about here. So, and I can also directly go to the ultra wide angle if I want to. So it switched to the ultra wide angle here from this macro kind of shot. What do you think about the 4K 60 frames per second recording here on the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra? I think it's very, very good. Let's check out some of the first shots that I did. Some first pictures here, my first impressions. This is a portrait mode where I try to capture Timmy. It makes some weird kind of decisions here on how to cut it out. But in general, I think the rendition that we get is quite nice. Close-up shots with the 89mm, which is 3.7 times zoom here, quite nice, but we have a bit of a weird bokeh, which is like a bit of a squarish bokeh, because I think the lens is squarish. It's a periscope, so it is a bit of squarish, but yeah, still nice in terms of detail levels, and colors are also pretty nice. Selfies are also looking nice on first glance here with the fake background or portrait mode, but when you zoom in a little bit, you can see first of all how sharp and detailed this selfie is. The colors on the hair is a little bit weaker than what I saw on other devices. You can clearly see that there is happening a little bit of more cutting off my hair than I really would want to. So this is something a little bit rough on the edges, I would say. Not the best. I saw better already on other flagships here. Macro mode is fantastic on the Pura 80 Ultra. It was already on the predecessor, but this one here is just going to be so detailed. Yes, it's a bit over sharpened maybe here and there. And but it's very, very nice, and it's amazing how close you can get to these shots. The zoom test shot here, 3.7 times zoom, plenty of sharpness there, plenty of details at 10 times. You can see it is having the same color reference there. The sharpness and detail level is almost on optical zoom level quality, even though it's like a bit of an optical and digital crop. And 30 times zoom, yeah, it's falling apart a little bit there, and you can see like the detail levels are a little bit of lacking. I have another zoom shot later. The ultra wide angle is quite wide, it's capturing a lot in the shot, 30mm here. The colors are a bit overdone, I would say. It's a bit of sharpened up for sure, but it's not unnatural looking. It's a bit of soft even, like I would say, in this shot at least. And towards the side it's getting slightly bit softer, but it's very, very good for an ultra wide angle like this here. Looking, and it's not the largest ultra wide angle. You can clearly see that here on the bottom it's quite sharp there. On the top it's also quite sharp. It's getting a bit softer, a bit of chromatic aberrations that you can see as well, but as soon as you go a bit down you can see it is there. What I'm a bit disappointed are the colors. You can see here it's a bit of overblown, a bit too greenish, a bit too punchy, and yes, the HDR is working in a bit there, but a slightly bit too punchy there, the colors. Then the main camera sensor, and I, by mistake, I think I had it dirty. You saw the lens there, so this is why like, we have a little bit of a haze here going on. It's doing nice, and it has nice background blur as well as f2 here. A 1-inch type sensor, I always like them for such close-up shots of tech, for example, very nice looking. Then another zoom shot level here, a bit of outdoors. You can clearly see it's actually shot through the window, but outdoor shot. It's nice. It's nice in details, nice and sharp at 3.7 times. I cannot complain at all there. It's a bit maybe over sharpened, but I don't notice it to be too artificial looking. Also, the look at the street there. I know someone was posting about like street having some issues with the Oppo. I don't see it here so much. This is now the 10 times zoom shot, which is like digital and optical crop on the sensor. Like I said, I'll maybe explain it at one point. it is quite good, quite detailed. The car here, it is doing some AI stuff, as you can see. It's like resharpening everything a little bit there for sure as well, but it's looking quite natural still. And I can go even 30 times, and then by accident I also captured this guy here, just passing by on his bike. You can see it's a bit soft because the focus point was here, and you can see also the AI like sharpening up the lines here on the car a little bit to make it more appealing. So 30x shot, I think, is stretching it a little bit far, and I think I saw better on others, but it's quite good at the 10x and at the 3.7x for teleshot. And of course the tele you can use as macro. This is my glass of water because it's so hot here. Like we had 37 degrees last time I checked, so it's very, very hot here, so I have to hydrate myself and drink a bit of water. And yeah, you can see I just close up 3.7, actually 10 times zoom on one of my soda drinks that I have here. Actually, it's just water with a bit of how's it called, sparkling water, sparkle. So you can see me probably at my table, reflection of the table, and me taking the shot eventually. So very, very nice and detailed. I like those macro kind of shots that you can get with the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra. So first glance, pretty nice for photography. Portraits look quite good. This is the 3x portrait that you can see here. It is quite sharp and detailed looking. The colors are nice. Sometimes it's a bit artificial, maybe a bit too sharp looking. The cutouts are nice, even for the hair, as you can see here. This is at f2.4 actually, that it was doing this shot here. And we also have this 5-point-something x shot that is at 135mm. And this one is also quite nice. As you see here, also the sharpness and detail level is on par as the other one. It is, I think, slightly over sharpened for sure there, but the cutout is nice. Even little hairs are like nicely cut out here from this shot, which is quite nice. And 35mm, actually 37mm is also working fine. A bit closer up, as you see here, also nice and sharp. Most consistent, I think, here that I saw so far. From first glance, very nice portrait shots here on the Huawei. Nice face colors, nice colors in general. Maybe slightly the tendency to over sharpen a little bit. And as I almost forgot it, here is the front-facing camera that can also shoot 4K 60 frames per second and offers autofocus. We have also zoom levels. This is 1x, but I can also go wide, which is, come on, this is a very minor difference, but they have 2x here. So if I want to, I can check out the autofocus. Like this is, yeah, the Pura 70 Ultra. So it should be focusing on it and then back on me. And yes, I will of course do a comparison with the Pura 70 Ultra that I have here. I will do comparison with the Oppo Find X8 Ultra that I have here. And of course the Vivo X200 Ultra that I have here in the near future. So stay tuned and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. Another cool feature that you can use, and this is something that others have solved by a dedicated camera button, is that you can use the fingerprint scanner as dedicated camera button. And it has some nice features because it's a fingerprint scanner. You also have some zoom features. Like you can see, I can zoom here easily and then take a snap. Saw me putting in the fingerprint or scanning in the fingerprint a bit weirdly, but this actually works because it's like almost always instant in unlocking the phone, which is quite nice. The only thing that I miss, and maybe they can take a piece here from Sony and advice, is maybe make it like, yeah, usually you touch it like this. This is why the keys are a bit higher there. So if you touch it like this, you don't unlock the device immediately. But maybe just add an option that says, no, don't scan in the finger when I just put my finger on. Just make it like a press and then scan in the fingerprint to unlock this device. This is just the only thing that comes to my mind. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this one. And also face unlock. Let's just go in there and let's wait for the AOD to kick in. It's not kicking in. I have probably turned it off. There you go. It's like the intelligent AOD. So only if you move it, it will kick in. And if I double tap here, you can see face unlock is also working instantly. And yeah, this is only 2D face unlock. There's no 3D anything going on there. It's just 2D face unlock. So it's not the securest, but yeah, for face unlocking this device is, I think, good enough. Talking a little bit about the specs while I show you how fluid the animations are here on HarmonyOS Next, we have the Kirin 9020 chip, so the same chipset as in the Pura X, but I think slightly different revision number here, so it might run a little bit faster or even slower, but it has, when you check out the specifications, we have a device info app here, it has 12 cores, as you see here. At least it shows as 12 cores. It might be only, hyper-threading, so 6 cores or 8 cores, and the rest is like hyper-threaded. But this is what you can see. Storage is here, 165 gigabytes what I use, of 512, so it is the 512 gigabyte version that I have here. There's also available 1 terabyte version, but I think I don't need 1 terabyte here right now. The battery is the highlight because I have a very large battery here, which is lithium polymer, and I think it is 6,000 something milliampere hours, so it is larger than the one that we have on the global version. So this is also one of the reasons why you should stick or want to stick to the Chinese version, because it just has a larger battery and should offer you a little bit of longer runtime with this one there. The display is very nice. You can see here the pixels, widths and heights, and the 6.77 inch. So yeah, refresh rate is currently 90 Hertz. So yes, this is dialing down. Pretty nice SoC. It's not the fastest, we know Huawei's limitations there, but within their limitations, this is definitely one of the top CPUs that we can get. When we talk about the software, we also have to talk a little bit about bloatware. Yes, I put my own software on it already, but there's some bloatware that is pre-installed. I already uninstalled the Chinese Temu app that was there, and there's a different page here with some traveling apps and some other apps that we have here that we can, which is very handy. We can just say this, and then I think we can all drag them to the trash and say uninstall all three, and then all three are gone. And you can do this basically with all the other apps that you don't like, that you don't mind. There's Bilibili, Chinese YouTube, which is nice if you want to see how a YouTube app would like to run on, let's do maybe this one here, natively. You can see like how the switching of, do I have screen rotation turn on, how it will look like eventually. This would be the same experience that you can get eventually at one point with a Chinese version, with a global version that has a YouTube application, also with this nice new, you can also maybe turn it on via timer that we set here, 6, and then you can see this new dynamic island clone that we have here. Yes, of course, Honor developed it the first time, but I think this style of how it now is looking like is like heavily inspired by iOS, and all the Chinese manufacturers are switching to it. And yeah, this I like the animation of HarmonyOS Next. It's really, really nice to see, and it's nice to use. Yeah, why not using iOS then? Because iOS is limited in many, many other things here. This is also limited in many, many things, but I like it so far. Let's check out the speakers. Wow, it is not only getting loud just like the Pura X, it was very, very loud, but a bit tinny. This one here has full large sound. I think it's a bit weaker than the Magic 6 RSR that I have, but it's in the same territory when it comes to the fullness of the audio. So I'm impressed by the speakers. So yeah, the Huawei Pura 8 Ultra, 8T Ultra actually, is a very, very interesting device. I'm surprised by it. It is keeping its Huawei roots with the P kind of shaped pill that we have here. It's getting way larger than it was on last year's model there. It has still the nice back case here, which I like. Though I don't like this glass back so much. I would like to have this vegan leather back that we had. This one is less slippery for sure, but it's also like a fingerprint magnet and a mirror of some sort. Because you want to use the main cameras for video recording because they're so good, so maybe a mirror makes sense so you can see yourself always without having an extra screen. But otherwise I don't see any benefit from this, just like it will sketch up easily. I get that they put in a case that helps you getting rid of it. This is also a nice animation. Look at this. Yeah, this is so good. Huawei is doing it so well. Yes, I know Samsung is copying this already, and others, but this is the video playback here, and I can tap on it and I can watch my video here again. It's just like super great. I like it. It's so nice, this operating system. It's so sad that they don't put in a little bit more effort to make it also globally available, at least this year. Hopefully next year we will have also a global version available, and then make it more easy to install applications, or getting more native applications on HarmonyOS Next, because it is a damn good operating system. Looking nice, looking modern, very fluid. And even on this, like, not the latest and greatest chipset that we have here. It's the latest and greatest from Huawei, but it's arguably not the best in the world. It's running so smooth already. And yeah, the what ifs in my head, if there was no ban on Huawei, it would be probably number one. On the other hand, I'm not so sure if they would do the step to HarmonyOS Next already, or we would have only gotten this in 2030 or something like this. But this is something to discuss maybe in the comments section. That's it for my first impressions and unboxing video of the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra. If you have some questions, if I should test a certain app out, if it's working for you, write it down in the comment section. Until the next time, bye. And yes, I forgot I have those on here. By the way, true free. And for everyone who's still watching, yes, this phone is available, like I said, eject Tech Store, and I will put a link if you're interested down below. You can get not only this version, if you like more the global version that runs with all your Google and Android applications almost flawlessly, you can get it also from the eject Tech Store, and just grab this little discount code and you can get this a little bit cheaper. That's it for this video now, for sure. Until the next time. Properly now. And yes, if you're interested, this one has been edited on the Huawei MatePad 11. This is the global version. It's a bit of an older phone already, and yeah, I used to use this for very accurate kind of cutting. All the files have been transferred over with Huawei Share. So yes, this one here is running still HarmonyOS free or something like this, but you can still use Huawei Share even to copy over the files from this phone here, which is the Pura 80 Ultra or the Pura X or the Mate 60 Pro that I used for the majority of filming here. So yes, this is still possible, and rendering times should be also quite fast. As you can see here, it starts rendering out. Bit of an older processor, but still okay.